Hey there, Mike from EnlightenAI here. Really excited to dive into a fun topic today about how you can really take your side-by-side grading and Enlighten to the next level. This is kind of a best practice that we've seen from some expert teachers who are really mastering the tools in Enlighten, and we wanted to share with everybody. So what I have today as an example is a lot of student work. This is 147 responses. They're related to an assignment called The Pod, which is about this piece of reference text that I've included here. We don't really need to know the background here, except to know that students are giving us about a paragraph or two paragraphs of writing, and we want to give them some feedback. So what we're going to do is we're going to start this process the normal way, which is we have the grade level, expected submission length, which I'm going to change to 2 paragraphs, the prompt, the reference text, and then I have my instructions to the AI assistant here. Now, right now, these instructions are pretty blank. I have my style of feedback. We're going to go rubric-based. I have my expected feedback length, 2 paragraphs, and I have an exemplar. But I don't have any special instructions to give into the AI right now. What I want to do is show you how you can actually iteratively go through the process of giving more feedback instructions to your AI as you go through the grading process. You can think of this sort of like giving your TA instructions that apply to the whole class as you see the various types of feedback they're giving. And really, this is not just tuning the assistant on the one piece of student writing that it's looking at. It's looking at the entire class and extrapolating to say, what instructions can I improve and tweak for my assistant so that they'll give better feedback across the entire group. So let's get started. I'm going to start grading, and we're going to immediately see feedback from our AI coming in. Now, this is great because we already have robust feedback around content analysis, command of evidence, coherence, control conventions, all of the different pieces of the rubric that we've chosen. But let's take this to the next level. Maybe what I want to see from my tutor here is a little bit more support of students, saying instead of this was a mistake you made, here's a place where you made a mistake, or here's a place where you could have done better, and here's how you could improve it. Here's the actual example. So what I'm going to do is, during this grading process, I'm actually going to go up to Options, and I'm going to click Edit AI Instructions. And during this side-by-side grading, I can actually pull up the specific feedback and instructions for the AI, and I can start to edit. I can start to improve. So for example here, maybe I want to give this very specific feedback to my assistant, saying that when it's relevant to point out an area where a student has made a mistake or could have done better, don't just point out that they could have done better, actually show them an exemplar of what would have been an improvement. So I'm going to put some text in here to that effect, saying when it's relevant to point out an area of a student's writing where they made a mistake, go ahead and give me a specific example of what they could have done better. So I'm going to give an example from this particular text where there was a run-on sentence, and then I'm going to tell the AI, please point this out to the student. So I'm going to save this. I'm actually going to regenerate this feedback now, and we're going to see if the AI has been able to pick up on this, if it's been able to do what we ask. So you can see in here, we're already seeing some differences. Right here, I can see that I've got an example, at least one, where the AI has said, yep, here's a place where you could have done something better, and here's what you could have done differently. So this is a good start. If I go to the next student sample, you can already see we have some differences where the AI started to write differently based on what we want. Now, what I'm also seeing here in this particular response is that we have quite a few spelling errors from this student. And maybe this is something we're working on in class where we actually really want to point out all of the spelling errors and give students a chance to see those and then get some support with corrections. So maybe another thing that I could do here is I could provide some instructions to my assistant saying, add a section at the bottom here of every piece of feedback you give where we list out spelling errors and we show the corrected version. So I'm going to go ahead and regenerate, and we'll see if our AI assistant can catch on to this next piece of instruction as well. Okay, this is great. I'm seeing these errors here. I'm seeing the correct spelling being included for the student. This is a really powerful way for them to see all of those issues that they might want to work on. Now, there's some other things that I might want to do here, some other ways that I might want to calibrate this. Examples of this could be looking at the rubric and saying, I know this particular point on this rubric is really hard to get. Make sure only X% of students get that point, because maybe you know that aligns to the standard. Or it could be the voice you want the AI to use. But this process of going through your side-by-side tuning and not just focusing only on these feedback comments, although this is super important, but also going back and extrapolating, what are the instructions I should give to this TA about the entire class? This is really a way to make sure that this particular AI is trained to do exactly what you want when it comes to grading. This is how you really take it to the next level. So I really encourage everybody to take a look at this, try using it, experiment. And if you find something that you think is really exciting, it's really grading exactly how you want it to, I encourage you to share. Really, Enlighten is better when you're sharing assignments with others. Send them to us at info@enlightenme.ai, and we will share them out to the community. Anyway, just a quick pro tip from Mike. Hope to see you again soon. And yeah, thanks for using Enlighten. Bye-bye.